my name is Draytax. I just hopped in to do a quick tutorial on how to update to 1.7.1 or 1.7.0 from 1.6.9. Basically, that was a major step and a huge change in the plugin loading and all that kind of stuff. So what you should do if you are on 1.6.9 is that you have your server over here. I have the 1.7 build over here in my build directory, and now what you should do is a simple task. You should first of all read the change log that I've written over here. There are quite a few changes, but at first what you should do is go to the modules section and select Gint, IronPython, Moonsharp and Magma, and delete them. Once that's done, you're just going to jump into the managed folder, and there should be something like a, I don't know if I still have it over here. Did I place it here or no? Oh yeah, there should be an ironpython.deps DLL file in the managed folder. You should go ahead and delete that. And once you have done this, the next thing you're going to do is, as you see, the new package only contains 2 module folders now, so only 2 official plugins whatsoever. And as always, everything is over here the same. So the easiest update is kind of simple. So first of all, you're just going to jump back into the save folder. You have the Fougerite.cfg over here. You just copy and paste it with the new one if you don't want to hang around. You're gonna go ahead and open that, and as you can see, there are quite a few more options, but what's most important is probably the modules section and the engines, and of course the logging, but I'm just gonna go from step by step. So let's jump back to the Fougerite section, and the Fougerite has received a more stable saving system than the original Rust had, so there's still some minor issue when a plugin is spawning objects when the server is saving, but there's like a solution of coming out for that one, for example in the Hunger Games. But you should ignore this fact for now. So what you should know is simply that we have a option to now set the saving time in the Fougerite CFG. You can also specify how many copies should it take from the server's objects and all that kind of stuff, as you can see over here. So you can create a lot of object files, as many as you want basically, but don't set it to like a huge number just in case. Like if you want a lot of saves, then you should place it to 100, but not gonna do that right now. I mean over here, but I'm just gonna leave it at 5. This option is for like testing purposes, but if you want to ensure that your server stops if there's a save failure, you can change this to true and the server will be killed. And if you have a auto restarter, then it will just, you know, restart the server in case. So this is basically a safe protocol whatsoever, but not really important. And you can just simply go in and read these. There's also a new RPC function to hook the chat system, but these are not relevant. You should just leave these options as they are. So the more important option is probably the module section. In 1.7 and any build from there, you don't have to specify the folder of the C# plugins, so you no longer have to specify anything. The plugins will be automatically loaded. So basically you can go ahead and delete these except the Rust++ one, because it has a different folder name, and that's important because you can still specify a C# plugin, the home folder, and this is the original name of the Rust++ save folder, so you should leave this for compatibility issues. This one should stay. You can delete the glitch fix if you want to. Now the engines are also kind of different now. Fougerite is now having the plugins in a built-in section. This is not really important fact if you're not a developer, but what you should know is simply you can enable C#, Python, JavaScript and Lua plugins by changing these values. The other important thing is now that RPC Tracer also has sequential logs, which means that if I jump into the log sections, RPC Tracer will have a log and a chat similar sequence style. So basically it will have a date time on it, and it will not be so large when you have to debug something. So you should set anything that you wish to in the Fougerite.cfg. Also, please ensure to copy the ignored plugins from the release file. It's like really not a big deal. You can just tell the server not to load a specific plugin, anything Python, C#, JavaScript, anything that you wish. And now let's jump back into the server data folder, and the Fougerite directory CFG has not changed, so let's jump into the managed folder. And if you want to go ahead, you can simply copy everything from here without these. As usual, you go ahead and copy these, overwrite. These files were not changed except the pre-patched folder, so if you do not wish to use the patcher, as usual, you just go ahead and copy the pre-patched files from the folder and you're all done. I think that should be it. Like really, yeah, I don't see any problems with that at all. Yeah, because the pre-patched files were not changed, mainly because of the Fougerite.dll was changed. So this is the most important file, but this is the usual update sequence that you do. So basically you go back and copy all the files except the old ones, unless you know what you're doing. Just ignore those two files, and then you go back and you use the pre-patched DLLs. If you do not want to use the pre-patched DLLs, you, as usual, you get these original files by yourself, this one and oops, this one. Copy these, and if you wish to run the patcher by yourself, you can just go ahead and type 0. We'll start doing that. But myself, I just like to use my own pre-patched files because they are always working without any issue. Those builds are tested. So we have basically copied over the required files. We have deleted the required module folders. We have changed the Fougerite CFG file, and now the server should be running without any issues. Let's see. As you can see, it automatically loads and finds the C# plugins now. So the drop++, custom object server, and loose partner, Rustbuster, GeoIP is not in the Fougerite.cfg, so these are now automated, as you can see. But be sure to leave the Rust++ one in because the folder is different for the module. Like the module name is different from the save folder. It was like an old shitty way from 2014. Just never mind that, leave it as it is. And as you can see, the server is running. It also tells you that the Lua plugin loader is disabled, the JavaScript plugin is disabled, and also Fougerite received some packs that now it also measures the time when it calls an event and some specific functions. So now you will have an information if your plugin is taking time running a specific function. It's just good for the developers and all that things. And I think I've said everything that you need to know. Yeah, I think that's all, guys. So if you have any more issues or something is not working, please let me know. The next Rust Buster update is coming next week, but right now I'm pretty busy as usual. So yeah, wish me good luck, guys. Good luck with this installation. Have fun. See you, boys.